What's up, everybody, and welcome back to VersaStyle's Career Advice for Youth series. My name is Harry Weston, aka Full Out, and today's video is going to be 5 things you need to know about writing a CV, also known as a Curriculum Vitae. Let's get to it. If you've watched our other videos in this series, specifically on the differences between a resume and a curriculum vitae, you know that a CV is a detailed, longer picture of all of your experience, skills, educations, awards, and references. Make sure when writing, you really think about this and you think about how a CV can represent you to the best and fullest of your abilities. Now, let's get to the writing. 5 things you should know when writing a CV. Number 1. Let's talk layout. You always start at the top with your personal information. Full name, address, phone number, and email. Nice and easy, nice and clean. From there, you go down to your professional experience. Any job that you've had, anything that you got paid for can go right there in your professional experience. Next, go into volunteer experience. Yes, volunteer experience is good to include, because most of the time you're volunteering doing something productive, something that could be applied to a future job. From there, let's go into education. And with education, you're typically thinking about college. Now, college can mean many different things. It could be a traditional university, but it could also be a community college. It could be a trade school. It could be something like Job Corps. Anything that's happened after high school in terms of your education, you can put in that section. Next, you want to include any awards you've received. Now, awards can mean scholarships, distinctions, anything that you've achieved that's something that puts you on top or in front of a group of people. Next, you could even include things about your hobbies and interests, as long as you think it could be applied later towards a job. And then, of course, you want to include your references. Number 2. In reference to the first point, make sure you're including anything and everything that could be applied to a future job or position. Again, this document is something that you're going to use to pull from when you're creating your resume. Yeah? So like I said, any hobbies or interests, and also including skills. What skills do you think you have that could be applied to a job? This could be anything from time management to director skills to communication to conflict resolution, or even things like Microsoft Word, Photoshop. Anything that you think a job might want to see is good to put on this CV document. Number 3, keep it organized and neat. Especially with a CV, which can get long, you want to make sure you have headers, titles, bullets, numbers. Make sure this thing is really easy to read and really easy to follow. You may even have to make some letters bigger than others, right, in terms of font size to denote a title, right, and then the information below it. And again, as is with all these documents, it really can be based on your creativity and how you want it to look. But again, make sure it's easy to read. Highly recommend giving it to somebody, a friend or family, to look over before sending it out to anybody. And of course, everything should be in what's known as chronological order. Basically what this means is that you always start with the most recent experience first and then work your way down to the oldest experience last. Number 4, when you get to the references, make sure you ask before putting somebody's name and contact info down on this document. No matter how much they love you, no matter how long you've known them, always ask. They'll most likely say yes, but nobody wants to get an unexpected call from an unknown organization or company asking about you. They're always going to want to know that you've put them on this document. It's the professional thing to do. And number 5, your CV can be as long as you need it to be. There's no real limit when you're talking about a curriculum vitae because it's your whole career and it's going to get longer as you go. However, be sure you're using only the most relevant and important information. Don't put down information just to make it longer or seem more impressive. That's not the point. The idea is to put things down that you know somebody wants to read, something that's going to make you look better. So again, your CV can be as long as it needs to be, but make sure you're putting information that's relevant and important. And that's it for today's video. 5 things you should know when writing a CV, also known as a Curriculum Vitae. Be sure to check out the other videos in this series, the difference between a resume and a CV, and 5 things you should know about writing a resume. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, these are just things that I've learned along the way, that we've learned along the way, that have helped us in our careers. You can always follow VersaStyle on our other social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram at VersaStyleLA. You can follow me on Instagram at FulloutAt89. But of course, if you have questions, if you want to know more about these things, you can always just like and comment below. And of course, subscribe to our channel. Until then, we'll see you next time. Peace.